I'm Karen Brennan. As you can tell, I am not here at this training. I am actually on my way back from Detroit, Michigan. I just spent some wonderful time with my family. This is my grandson with me at Bronner's in Frankenmuth, Michigan, just enjoying our time together. And I would like to express my appreciation to LaFawn Berry for allowing me to take this extra time to come home from this wonderful vacation. I'm going to talk to you today about Google Drive, Docs, Slides, and Sheets. I'm going to first tell you some basic positives and challenges with Google, and then I'm going to discuss organization in Drive, and then quickly discuss how to use some of the tools in Google. If you look up here at the top, you can click there for the interactive notes page. I'm going to click on it right now. It's going to take me over here. Awesome thing about this is if you're clicking on it on your phone, you will be able to see up the top right here, you'll see multiple people appear. When I type, see me typing, you will see other people typing at the same time as you. Everyone has a different colored cursor, and it's awesome. It's a great way for students to collaborate and teachers to collaborate. I'm going to get rid of that. You can also click up here. You can go to File up at the top left and see revision history. And you can see I've revised this document several times. Let's go back to December 6th. I had different colors. December 7th, someone else. May 25. All right, so you can see that I've got multiple different revisions on here. November 30th is when I opened it, and it was blank. Right now I'm going to go hit the back button, and it goes back to where I am now. Or I can restore a previous version. Great tool so that you know that you never lose anything. If you are typing questions on this document right now, I am going to make every attempt to be on my phone to be able to see what you're asking, and I can answer your questions live. Here we are back on the web page. Very briefly, I want to talk to you about the power of Google. The Google Docs and Forms and I think everything except for the web pages. You have to physically click save on these web pages like the one that we're on now. But everything else saves instantly. Multiple people can edit at the same time. It's amazing. It collects and organizes data from forms into spreadsheets. You can create shared folders, and everyone that is within that shared folder that has access to everything. And I'll show that to you in just a second. We can view and restore revision history as you just saw, and then I can control who can see, revise, and even download a document. That's particularly important for teachers, especially in special education like I am, because we need to maintain confidentiality of students. So when I'm creating testing spreadsheets or I'm working on information in particular about one child, the only people who have access to that document are those who need access. It also works pretty much like Office. Some of the problems are uploaded Microsoft documents have to be downloaded and then re-uploaded if you're editing. They are not live edits as it is in Google. Documents are a little bit plain in Google. If I want to make something fancy, I'll save it as a PDF. The Tables tool is a little bit lackluster, but it will do in a pinch. And also something else I found as a professional educator, we need to be patient with one another. If some of our colleagues are not as adept at Google Docs, we got a lot on our plate. Always be patient. Okay, my number one item that I'd like to discuss is organization. If we don't organize our files, it's the same as having a messy desk. It's the same as on our PCs or our Apple computers. If we aren't organized, our files get lost everywhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click over here on my Google Drive. I'm going to go to My Drive. As you can see, I've got lots of stuff, just piles of things. Some of it, you know, I've had it in there a while. These are all created by me. You can see me. And you can see who owns it. And here's one owned by Carrie LaHaye. I can't open that. That's our school data. I'm going to click on Start. When I get something shared with me and I want to have access to it, I'm going to star it. These are my lesson plans and folders that I'm going to be using often. Now, see, I may unstar old lesson plans, but I'm not going to do it right now. Here is our next year's lesson plans, and here are last year's. I'm going to click on it. Here I am in my drive. My drive is this. This is everything created by me. This one was co-created between Carrie LaHaye and I. What I would like to do now is I'm going to click on my starred. Anything that I have in here, I can right-click and I can add a star. If I don't want the star to be there anymore, I right-click and I remove the star. Very simple. All right, so I'm going to my starred. These are all of the lesson plans that I use over the course of the year. This one was a sheet that we created to keep track of our special education goals. These are argumentative writing prompts that were created by Carrie LaHaye to help our language arts department. This is my special education shared folder, so I shared it with members of my department. Here's my grants. Last year, I have a parent survey, schedule problems, all sorts of things that we were working on. Our department meeting notes. So I have the notes for all of our meetings. Now, if you look up at the top, you can see it shows where I've been. So I'm going to go back to my drive and go to Start. And inside of Start, I'm going to click on lesson plans for last year, 15-16. I'm going to go to quarter one. Quarter one has been shared with our entire school, so everyone at the school has access to modify, edit, anything in any of these. So we have to be careful when we're clicking on somebody else's document that we aren't changing it in some way that is going to create problems. I'm a reading teacher. I taught reading and writing, but I put my lesson plans in reading last year. So here I am in quarter one. Before I go into mine, I'm going to go into Mrs. Wanger's, and I want to show you something specific. Her files have been saved in Word. She uploaded them. Kathy Zink went in and took a look at it and opened it as a Google Doc. So week 7 is in there 2 times. You see as a doc and as a Google Doc. So Word and Google Doc. So when I open her wonderful lesson plans, what I see is a Word document. If I want to edit this, I'm going to need to download it, edit, and re-upload it. That creates a little bit of a problem because we end up with too many files or documents in one folder. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to go back to reading. You see how I'm navigating across the top, and I'm going to go into mine. I'm going to click on anything here. Let's go to 9/14, week 9. Mine are created in Google Docs. I put my title up here at the top. I can change that anytime. I have a link, a hot link in here. I just highlighted this, right-click, and then I pasted in my link. Here's a reading blueprint for our benchmarks. Here's all of my week. Here are my standards. I was color coding. I put something on my board I wanted my principal to see, so I inserted the image for answering questions for formatives. Here's our formative assessments. Here's everything that I'm doing. The good thing about a Google Doc is I can click in here at any point and start to type. If I don't like it, I can hit the back button, or I can go to File, as I showed you earlier, and I can see revision history, and I can go and look at any of my revision histories, and it's going to show me what I had changed right here. Only one thing on that date. You can see where I added, changed, deleted. So I'm just going to hit the back button, so I'm not going to go back to any of my revisions. I'm just going to leave it there. So there's Google Docs. Google Docs are really interactive. If you're inside of the interactive notes document, you're probably noticing that other people are typing, and it's very collaborative. It works great for students. It works for interactive notes, for professional learning community meetings. My PLC used them often. And because we had teachers that weren't able to attend, they could attend through the Google Doc, and they could type live as we were meeting and see what we were typing in from our notes. And I think I will. Here's my PLC. Here are our documents. I would open them, but we had some confidential information in here. These have only been shared with the members of our PLC. So I'm not going to open anything. However, people were in there typing. Here is my drive again. So those are docs. Anytime I want to open a doc, I go in, here, in our professional development. If I want to open a document, I'll just type new document in the shared folder. That means it's shared with everybody. And then I can go ahead and type. Here's my title, test. Now I can just type here. I can insert tables. I can do anything I want. And these are very plain tables, but they work. I can also insert links. And so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go over to our website, Control-C, and I'm going to highlight, right-click, link, right-click, paste, apply. Now that link will go directly to the Google Doc, or the Google site for our training. Pretty nifty. And once again, multiple people can be editing at the same time. The next thing I'd like to show you is Google Slides. I'm going to put a slide presentation into our professional development folder. So Google Slides, okay, and then there we go. I'm going to call it Test Slides. I can change my themes. I can add a slide here. I can right-click. I can duplicate, delete, or add slides, change a layout. I can move slides around. I'm just going to add a few slides. And if I'd like, I can change the layout. And if I don't like where it is, I can just drag it and drop it where I want it. I can change the background. You can see it's very similar to PowerPoint. And then I can click on Present, and there we go. Boom, boom. Exit. Also, if I want to share it with people, I can click Share. I'll share it with LaFawn Berry. There she is. I click on that. I can say she can edit, or I can just say she can view. Anyone with a link can view, or I can change that to more specific people, just people in my district, anyone, or completely public and searchable on the web. So there it is. I'm just going to cancel this. That is slides. Very easy. The next thing I'd like to show you is sheets, but before I show you sheets, I would like to show you forms. So I'm going to get rid of this, I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to go new. I have to go to more, and I'm clicking on forms. Okay. Here's my new form, fave snacks. Say I want to do something like that, or maybe I want to do a coin toss or a lab where I'm sharing multiple classes' data with one another. The untitled question is actually the question that the people see. So favorite pizza, and I'm going to leave it multiple choice, but I have multiple ways to have people answer a question. So option, we're going to have a space, so I had to start again. Here we are with favorite snacks. I entered my favorite pizza, pepperoni, adding another one. So I spelled pepperoni wrong. Pepperoni. And say they like cheese, and then we'll add vegetable. That's first choice. Now I'm going to, that's multiple choice, got that. So now I'm going to add another question. I'm going to say pop. I was just in Michigan. Option 1, Fago. Option 2, did I spell that right? Option 3, something not from Michigan. And let's see, multiple choice, got that, add another one. And I'm going to say favorite popcorn. I'm just randomly creating this, of course. Extra butter, movie, air pop. So here we go. I've got 3 different choices for this. I marked all the questions as required. See here where it says responses, I'll be able to see the responses. I'm going to add a color background. I can add pink, or I can go here to the picture and I can add a theme of some kind. Let's go to work or school. And I will add, we're doing soda and snacks, so I'll put the little candies on there. Loading your theme, it'll look great, it's still working. And I'm going to continue working on this. I'm going to click on the eye, and that's how other people see it. It still hasn't loaded my theme. I'm going to create a couple of answers. Submit. Oh, I didn't say submit another response. There we go. I'm just making these up. Submit, and I'm going to show you how this looks. You can choose also an option that says that they cannot submit another response. For example, if I'm using this particular tool to have students do a test, then of course you wouldn't want them to be able to submit more than one response. So I'm going to click here. I've got 3 responses. If I click on responses, it shows up several ways. One, I have these nice pie charts. Can you see how this may work well for collecting data over several classes in science? It may work well if you are an administrator and you're collecting information about staff preferences, things like that. I can also click on individual and it shows each individual answer. And also, if you're looking on the responses section, if you click on this green, you see how that pop-up went? Create a spreadsheet. This is amazing. I can either click on select an existing spreadsheet, which we did during testing. For AZ Merit, we created a spreadsheet with multiple tabs for students who were absent, so it was easy to figure out who had missed testing. And so for that, after I created my first spreadsheet, I would have clicked select an existing spreadsheet, and it would have opened a new tab in that same spreadsheet for me in Google Sheets. And it would have just dumped that information in there and made it very easy for our campus to catch any student who was absent and did not take AZ Merit on time. On this one, I'm going to create a new spreadsheet. And now that is going to go right into my cloud computing, right there. Untitled form responses, I didn't give it a title yet. Where is it? Right here. Responses, the green one. There we go. Favorite pizza, favorite pop, favorite popcorn. And all of the responses are in there. If I was going to do a test, I may want to add name. Type your name. And instead of multiple choice, I would put short answer. And I want that to be required. So now I'm going to go back. And I need to put that. You see how that's at the bottom? I'm going to go back to edit. I'm going to want their name up at the top, right? So I'm going to grab it. And I'm going to move it. Come along. It moves. There it is. See how it moves up? So now I've got type your name at the top. So when I go over here, everything is automatically saving. Type your name, Ms. Burnham. And I'm going to type in my answers. There you go. That's my brother's favorite, so I don't like it very much. I like movie popcorn, submit. And now I'm going to go back over to my untitled form, which I have not titled yet. And I'm going to go to summary. Responses are now 4. Oh, I want to go here. And there's my name. You see it there? So I can go through and I can look at each row and I have my students' answers. This works very well for creating science data collection. I've also used this for behavior charts, or for behavior logs. I'll have teachers submit information through a Google form, and only that teacher and myself will have access to it. And then I'll get an hour-by-hour report of students' behavior, which works very well for data collection for IEPs. Alrighty, so I have shown you Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Forms, and this, the green, is the Google Sheets. Google Sheets are pretty powerful. This is bothering me. All I do is click up here. Oh, there it goes. Favorite snacks. When I clicked up there. And my untitled form should now be working. I'm going to call it favorite snacks. So that way I know what it is when I'm looking in my folder. Once again, share anyone with the link, or perhaps I would like to say anyone in my district, or I want to go to advanced. advanced. And here on this one, I can change it and say off, only specific people. That would be for privacy settings. And you see how this is the same for every Google document, sheet, or slide, or form. The only place where I have to automatically save is in my Google Sites. Everything else here is going to save automatically, and the sharing is the same for all. So that would be it for what I'm going to show you today. Hopefully this has been helpful to you. If you got lost and were working on your phone and missed something in this presentation, you can go back. Look at me, I'm such a hog here. I always open up a million slides. I am going to insert this particular video right here on the website, and you'll see it when you look at it live in class on Monday. I'm going to add that tonight. Remember, clicking here for interactive notes. You can ask me questions. If I can't get onto this document during the presentation, I will be on it later. So you can type right there. Start over. All right. I'm coming to the end of my part of the presentation. LaFawn may be presenting after this, or maybe she's already presented, but at any rate, hopefully by the time you're done, you're going to know how to enter the LiveBinder website and create your own LiveBinder, effectively organize your files and folders in Google Drive, create and share documents, slides, presentations, sheets, and forms also. There's the form right there, create forms, and identify several ways to use these tools to enhance student learning and professional collaboration. Once again, all of these things save automatically every few seconds, so nothing is lost. It's a great tool that I have really enjoyed having as part of my professional experience, especially in Queen Creek. Once again, here is the page, Google Tools. LiveBinders is here. The link, Google Tools. Here's all of the information that I shared in my presentation. If you scroll down to the bottom of this page, I have selected several videos that would be very helpful and answer a lot of questions. So I've done some of the searching. And as a bonus, what I'd like to do is show you how to create a QR code. I'm going to make a QR code for this website. So I'm going to highlight my URL, Control-C, and I'm going to go to qrstuff.com, also free. I love free stuff. And in qrstuff.com, boy, look at all these. I'm going to click on the website URL, Control-V. This changes over here and gives me a new QR code. I can pick my color, whatever color I want, and then I have to download it. Unfortunately, you can't just right-click and copy. You have to download. I'm going to say, no thanks. I'm going to call this site. I'm going to just resave it. Save. Already made one for this website. Yes. Down it goes. And now I have my QR code. I can put it up in the front of the room for someone to enter a presentation like we did today, or I can use it on a tablet for my students to scan. Perhaps I'll put it on the smartboard. They'll scan their bell work and then begin working and sharing information. I hope what we have shared with you today has been helpful. Please, please, no thanks, I never pay for these things. Please, please use the interactive notes, which, sorry if I'm giving you right here, up at the top of the Google Tools. Please use this webpage or this document to ask questions, and I will be happy to answer them or give information or send you in the right direction. Also, if you're wondering what I used to do the presentation, I used Microsoft Expression encoder, which has caused me to pull out a few of my hairs. However, in the end, it did work, and it created MP4s for me to put together and upload for this presentation. Have a great rest of your summer, and please let me know, and Dr. Berry also, let us know if you have any questions, and thank you for coming today.